Hello, everybody. Welcome to this stream, in which we are going to spend a little bit of a time discussing the stuff around Illan Meslier and the fact that he is potentially going to be departing from the club in no time at all. Before I do, I need to whack on the ring light, so let's just... No, dim. There we go. Okay. Holy wow, that hurt. Yeah. How are we all doing? I hope we're doing incredibly well. It's good times, you know? It's good times. Let's have a quick look through the chat, see what's going on. Good evening, Michael and Gavin. And Darren, I assume, because I still feel like Dillo is like an enigma that you keep in a separate man cave and you just sometimes expose him to the internet because like he's never like the one in the chat. But I'm assuming, Darren, hello. Having to multi-stream chaos. What multi are you stream? Where is their other stream? Oh no. Who am I streaming at the same time as? I feel really bad now. Ruh-roh Reggie. Because depending on who it is, I may end relatively early. Hello, El Loco. Hello, Stefan and Mark and Carl and everyone. We're all very, very good. We're all fine. No, we're not being mean. We're being kind. We're being friendly, because he can't help the fact that he's made of baked dough. Yes, it is very, very much looking like. Check my Discord. Oh, you can't say that and then not. Wait, my Discord. Oh, okay. Right, fine. I will half do the thing that you've asked me to do. 1 second. Sorry, stream. There we go. Let me know the response. Also, everyone better have their tickets to the Creator Cup. You don't want to miss it. Indeed, we have multiple little bits and bobs going on when it comes to the Leeds Creator Cup, which is a big old charity match that's happening on the 20th of July at John Shell Centre for Sport. We have a potential new signing in the works that I'm in a couple of little conversations with to see if he wants to be involved. We have interest in involvement. We do not have confirmation of an involvement, but we may do going forwards. In addition to that, if you get your tickets before the 31st of May, you can be entered into a raffle to potentially win a customized version of either team's shirt, whichever you fancy. It's all good. Beyond that, a further thing is, for every subscriber I have at the time of the charity match, I'll say at the end of that day, because I'm going to get a couple of subscribers on that day, I will be donating a penny. So, for example, if I hit 7,000 subscribers by that point, I'll chuck another 70 quid into the pot. So be there, get your tickets. It's going to also be online. It's going to be a fantastic day. We're really, really looking forward to it. Also, that'll do. Yeah, let's just get into things. Any more news on Tsimikas? Not yet. No, I will be completely honest with you. I wasn't expecting news on Tsimikas for quite some time. My idea was to try and get out in front of it to sort of be like, look, I've reported a thing relatively early. So I tried to do that, and then I was like, oh shit, the Liverpool season hasn't finished yet, and you're not going to get anything announced until after Liverpool season ends. So I'm currently in a position where I'm looking a bit of a tit. But I feel like going forwards, we'll be completely fine. We'll be all right. It's fine. I said, hello, friends, said you too. Like, damn it. I like how you've included zebra as well. That works perfectly. Stop it. No, this one isn't Tsimikas. It's a content creator that I am going to... How do I phrase this? It's someone that every match-going Leeds United fan will have seen the work of, is the way I'm going to put that. And I will find out whether or not you think that is a good hint by sending you a DM, because I think that is a very good approach for it. Congrats to McTominay, achieved league success at a big club. Indeed, well done him. He got out of such a small club and managed to make something of his career. Well done, McTominay. Meslier going is the best for the player and the club. Yes, I'm going to dive into this bit of the story now. So Illan Meslier is set to be departing Leeds United. We all sort of theorised this for a while now anyway, because he had a, frankly, stinking season last year, at the point where you could tell that he was very much struggling towards the end of it, and he was a bit on and a bit off, and it was a lot more off than it was on. And it became a little bit of a problem to a certain point. Darlow came in, which was kind of nice, and it shored things up. But I still think we need to sign a starting goalkeeper if Illan Meslier is on the way out. However, a little bit of a development, and this is a development from several different places. And this one is an actual proper development. It looks like Illan Meslier's house is on sale on Rightmove. I was able to actually see it at one point, which was quite interesting. But yeah, that for me says that it's probably done. It's probably game over. I don't know where he's going. I don't know when he's going, but it feels like Illan Meslier is not sticking around, which tells me that new goalkeeper is coming in. We've seen talk around Nick Pope. Nick Pope is one of those where he wouldn't be the first on the list, but I think if we ended up with him, it'd be a very, very solid choice regardless. Kelleher is a repeatedly mentioned name that I can't see happening because he would cost far too much money to be sensible. Petrovic is the one that I would personally like us to go for. I don't know whether it'd be feasible to do so on loan. Permanent, I feel like, would be borderline impossible, but I wouldn't hate that. Petrovic would be nice, but who knows? I thought 49ers work in silence. Maybe none of these targets are even close. Different tier of conversation at this point. So in the Championship, you've got your sort of standard Leedsy journalists who are trying to be sniffing around and keeping an eye on things, which is fine. That's going to happen. But it's harder to get information out in the Championship because it's when you get up to the Premier League, player agents are more open, the other clubs are more open, and there's more journalists digging into more leads, and there's more everything, which means there's more information out and about. And we say this, that like none of these targets will be close. It'll be someone out of nowhere. Tanaka had been rumored for a year before we ended up signing him. So it's not like these come out of completely nowhere. It just happens sometimes. I wish I pinged him a email towards the very start of this entire thing, and he didn't get back to me, which was a bit of a shame, but I can completely understand it. As far as if I were to take a guess now, I would be willing to bet a significant sum of money on the fact that Ellis Platten is going to be in Stockholm for the Leeds versus Scum match. That's why we've not been able to reach out to the likes of Aaron Cross, Graham Smith, all the sort of print journalists and like web journalists, because they're going to be busy, and I doubt they're going to be on the first flight back to Leeds to play in a charity football match. Wouldn't it be amazing if we announced a flurry of signings on day one of the window? It would, and that's why I kind of wish that it would happen. But whether or not it does is a pretty damn big question. I love playing the game of let's have a little bit of a look through what's going on the charity match email account. And it's just, a lot of it is just a bunch of spam people. There's one guy, hi, hope you're well. I was reviewing your website and noticed the website affecting your online presence in Google ranking. I'd like to send you quote of the website. Please respond. What are you talking about? It's bollocks. Shut up. Stop trying to scam me. I'm doing a charity event. Which one's LS4? Kirkstall? I don't know. Hurrah! Best news so far. I did think you'd like that one. We need a class goalkeeper. Keep Dallo as a backup. I think Dallo as a backup works. I also have a Liga feeling. Lower end, probably, but that means that we wouldn't get that much in terms of the move. I severely doubt that. I'll be honest with you. Considering you will have just gone from the Championship to the Premier League, you will be earning more money. A downsize is not on the horizon. If we got a packet of cheese and onion from Ali, I'd be happy. People saying we could or should get 20 sounds mad. It sounds mad, but football transfers are mad. So I've not seen anything about Darman, I'll be honest with you. If I had, then it might be worth a little bit of a chat, but I've not seen a single thing. Pope would be great to have for a few years. Maybe. He's not the best with his feet. That's the concern that I've got at the minute. Right, where are we? I know what you're saying, but but to compete against a rival, wouldn't they keep targets more secret? Maybe things are different, like you say, in the Premiership. Yeah, it's a confusing one. But things will be more open this season just because there's more eyes on Leeds, which means that there's more information floating around. Oh, I'm not going to confirm or deny anything until I actually know things, because again, I'm talking to like a bunch of people. It would be nice if we could get someone like that, but it could be tough. Okay, someone has clearly gotten the charity match email account and has decided to like chuck it into some like spam mailing list, because I just got invited on to a routine dental checkup in Nigeria. So that's a fun one. Good evening, Lee, and thank you very much. If you haven't popped a like on the stream, that would be massively appreciated. Helps us along, make sure that the stream keeps chugging about, and is always a good time. I feel like I'm being lied to by YouTube because it's telling me that the average view duration on this stream is 12.5 minutes, but that's the length of the stream. That's not how views work, YouTube. Something is clearly going wrong here. Okay. I'm going to keep trusting it. I don't trust it. But thank you for letting me know anyway, YouTube. I will smile and nod and roll with it, and that'll be fine. Okay. It's because it's just not counting my views. For some reason. So it's just taking the length of the stream as my average view duration, which is fun. That's not going to cause issues with the analytics and the monetization or anything. That's nice. Thanks, YouTube. Betty ends up at Strasbourg. I doubt Strasbourg. Strasbourg being attached to Chelsea, for me, says that it's not super likely, because Chelsea have 1 billion goalkeepers anyway. They don't need to add another goalkeeper into that system. Like, they'll be fine. You'll go to League. Yeah, feels right. I'm not going to go to a Nigerian dentist. Send Russell Crowe a cheeky message about the charity match. Could send a juicy donation if you can't play. That's not a bad idea, actually. But the question is, how the hell do you get in touch with Russell Crowe? Has the man got a website or a Twitter? Mans do got a Twitter. He also had a YouTube channel called South Sydney Media that he's not uploaded on in 12 years, which is kind of incredible. Didn't see that one coming. I hope we sign a better keeper who's good with his feet and hands. Yeah, it'd be good to have someone who can do both, I think. Right, there's bound to be more competent keepers out there. I'm not enamoured with the same list of usual suspects. I think the issue with that is more going to be that is just the list of suspects that you have become familiar with. So you keep hearing these names and they stop being exciting because you've heard the names before. But in all likelihood, that's what the list is. That's the list of players that Leeds are looking at because they're being so consistently discussed in so many different spots. So it's less that you're not enamored with them and more that you're becoming increasingly bored by that chat. And that's fair enough. That's fine. But yeah, I think that's where there's a little bit of complexity sneaking in. It's hard to say. Said Bayern cheated Leeds in 75. YouTube deleted my comment. Lol, it was on Leeds series. That's not great. It might be sort of automated filters, blocking things out, which happens pretty damn often. Aaron, I want a new number 1. They might do, but I do not believe that they will sign Illan Meslier because I think they can probably do a little bit better than that. Need to keep things sorted ASAP. We probably do. That isn't a bad shout either, to be fair. Now, do you have contact details anywhere? I also doubt that. But we'll see. Oh, Sean's gone nuts. Sell him for €1. It's all he's worth. Feels harsh. But it's not the most wrong. Oh, yeah, I think he's on some UN stuff, as far as I can tell. Which is a bit wild. Yeah, I think we will. I think the thinking is replace him properly this time out rather than what we have had a tendency to do, which is hope that the next keeper just in the line works. Like the last time we actually signed a keeper, like you're going to be our starting keeper now, was Kiko Casilla. So it's been a while since we made that kind of move. Will VAR be a good thing or bad thing next season? As a general rule of thumb, and I know a lot of people disagree with me on this, I like VAR because I think it is sort of a necessity because referees are awful in the Championship, in the Premier League. I don't mind if we underperform as a team because underperforming as a team is bound to happen. That's fine. That's going to happen at points. The issue that I do mind is the thing that I do mind is if we're beaten by reasons outside our own control. And I think VAR does a decent step towards stopping that. It minimizes errors. Like any issues with VAR, yeah, they look worse. But that's because they look significantly more obvious. I'd also love to see a few statement signings on the 1st of June, thus getting ready for the season ahead in a massive way. That'd be the dream. I don't know whether it'll happen, but if it can, that'd be really, really nice. In terms of a little bit of content for the 1st of June, let's have a quick look. 31st, I have a bastard of a shift. I say 31st. On the 1st, I am working at something like 2 in the morning because it's the playoff for the Club World Cup. But after that, there may be some stuff to be done. I might stream it like after work, so that'd be like at 6 a.m. on a Sunday. See how that goes. No, that'd be hell. That's the worst thing. If he's going, we'll get a decent fee from 10 to 15. Still young goalkeeper terms. I think 10 is going to be closer to it. Hope the new keeper just keeps. That'd be cool. Yeah, someone that does the job. Counterpoint. Tanaka was widely known before. Solomon was widely known before. Gruev was being discussed for a decent period. Kamara we knew was coming for a matter of months. That isn't always the case. Solid Prem keeper for me if Trafford goes to Newcastle. I think Pope is tricky to get a hold of, though. That's the only concern for me. You see, I'd agree. And the thing is, I know I'm not that much of an engaging guy. And that's one of my fundamental underlying flaws, Digby. However, whilst that is a flaw on my part, like there is a little bit more of being like engaging that I can do and all that kind of shebang. And I'll be honest with you, I'm absolutely fucking knackered. So maybe that's coming through. I don't know. But, and it's a big but, and it's one that I'm going to say quietly because if I say it out loud in front of the class, you might get embarrassed. At least my name isn't fucking Digby. On this one, I believe probably fully qualified and uncorruptible. The way that we're doing it, though, is we are deliberately having a little bit of jank. It's going to, on purpose, not be 100% and nailed down. So we're not doing linos, for example, because A, the referee feels pretty confident, and B, if things are a little bit wobbly, I don't mind that, to be honest, because it just sort of adds to it. We are potentially going to be doing the review thing, which could be quite fun, where the coaches, once in the match, will be able to like chuck in a flag, do a review, but it goes to VAR that is voted for by the chat, which could lead to some incredible things. Because if, let's pick an example, if you've got Lockie through on goal, and then all of a sudden, don't know if he's still here, but Darren from Only Leeds Bros decides to just like cleave him in half. We could be in a fun little situation where the chat is just like, no, you know what? I think Lockie gets a 5-minute timeout for that one because I think he's gone down a bit soft. And I think fun little weird situations like that could be good. If Meslier is moving, maybe we have a new keeper already. I think it's more a case of Meslier knows that he's going to be moving. I don't know if he will have been permanently like agreed to have signed somewhere yet. That feels like a little bit quick, especially considering the conversation around him has been very, very quiet. But I don't know. How much would you pay for Mateus Fernandes from Southampton? I don't know enough about him. I'm more than happy to admit this. Unsure is all I'm going to say on that one. Because if I've not seen a player, I don't want to come out swinging and be like, yeah, we need to sign him now, or no, he's shit because he's at Southampton. I'll watch a little bit of him either today or tomorrow and make a decision based on that, just because that's a little bit of sort of a better way to treat it, I think. Have St John's Ambulance got enough ambulance for the Creative Cup match? No, we got a medic, so that's good. You guys seem to not mind the little put down of Digby. Will Cairns remain third or fourth within the Premier League? I think so. I think he sticks around for a bit just because he's good to have around. 2 for a Choa, 39-year-old keeper. I wouldn't. I would not do a Choa. A, because he's very, very happy at the club that he's currently at. So he is currently at, I believe, Club America. Is he? Why am I of the opinion that you're at Club America? Has he moved? Either way. Yeah, if you're looking at the clubs he's been at, Standard Liège, Club America, Salernitana, Malaga, Ajaccio, Granada, they're not Premier League standard. And he's a decent goalkeeper, sure, but I don't know if he's a decent enough goalkeeper for us to make that move. Thank you, Carl. And I do think so. I think that's a good spot we're in. It will be broadcast on YouTube live, but again, it's preferable if we can have as many people in the stadium as possible. The way I'm going to phrase it is you can watch back whenever you like, because it's going to be on YouTube forever, or at least until the YouTube servers collapse. But you can only be in the stadium one time, unless we were able to do it for more than 1 year. But that would rely on us having a hefty crowd this year, so we can reasonably go up to venues and go, look, we've got a big thing, big good thing. Would you like to host it? So as many people as are in Leeds available on the 20th of July want to do something fun for a nice day out, hop along to the Creator Cup. There's links for everything down below, including the donation link and including the ticket purchase link. And if anyone has any questions at all, then just chuck them in my general direction. That'd be nice. Thank you, Alaka. I appreciate that. No knows what targets 49ers are after. I appreciate the content, though. You say this. We also said this in the past. And then we ended up signing Tanaka after knowing we were interested in Tanaka for 6 months. And we also signed Glenn Kamara after we were saying that Glenn Kamara is basically signed for 2 months. So we can talk about this all we like, but if we're in a situation where we know that come on, Brian. If we're in a situation where we know what is happening, then it becomes pretty clear, you know? Like, you can't just not report on things because it's not been announced by a club yet, because then you just sort of parrot what the club are saying, and then there's no point in fan media anymore. I was unsure about Forshaw. Where's he at these days? I think in January he went to Blackburn. I'm going to have to double check that. Terminated his contract with Plymouth in January, joined Blackburn on a 6-month deal. On the 15th, he scored his first goal for Blackburn, his first in 9 years, against Plymouth Argyle in a 2-0 win. And then on the 19th of May, so 4 days ago, the club announced that Forshaw would be leaving in June when his contract expired. So things have gone really well for Adam Forshaw. So really, not Blackburn anymore, because he's got very little time left. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. I think Peru will do well in the Premier League. I think the concern around Peru in the Premier League for me is the pace of the game is higher. So you'll have a little bit less time on the ball and you'll get closed down more quickly, and everything becomes a little bit more gritty and difficult and hard to make that massive impact, which for me is something that Peru could struggle with. If his positioning is good enough to get him in the right place, brilliant. But I don't know. If the 49ers move in silence, therefore the less you hear is linked to a player, the more sure it is we're signing them, therefore prime for Ronaldo. Hear me out, right? Hear me out. This is a big one. It's a clever one. Club World Cup's coming up. It's set in the US. Inter Miami playing in the Club World Cup. But what if they sell someone? What if it's Messi? No one is reporting Messi to Leeds yet. But what if, you know? What if it's coming? You can't tell me. Who knows? It's all very confusing. Be happy, but with a competent keeper, no flash, just do the job. Bit said it ain't gone right for Meslier. Yeah, I think a lot of people have been a little bit too glad to be like, yeah, I can jump on this guy's back now because he's not going to be a Leeds player anymore. Like, he's still a person. Like, it kind of sucks a little bit because he's still just a dude. And a fairly young dude. Like, if you're in his position at his age and you've got that many people shouting at you, calling you useless, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt for a while. So that's where I'm getting a little bit like, come on, let's. I know he made some pretty chunky howlers and was probably the reason we didn't get a league record number of points, but he still played for us for like 5-6 years, something like that. He did his best. Speeds my control of Peru in the Prem, but we will see what happens. Indeed, this is why someone like a Vladislav Venat is a player that I would quite like us to sign, because he's lethal with his finishing, and he's just exciting. You know, he's able to get it all done. And I think he adds something that you don't necessarily get from Peru, and he's a step above Mateo Joseph. If Mateo Joseph could do it, then absolutely I would say we pick him. But I'm not sure he's what we need at the minute. I think Digby was something like channels with no content in, or reading books with only pictures, the intelligence of a caveman. Jesus, I'm not going to go that far. You don't need to go that hard on him, man. No issues with Melly as a person, just his footballing ability. I mean, fair. By the way, I'm living in the US, so I'm going to make do with watching it on YouTube. That's fair enough. I'm not going to demand that you fly over from the US. That might be a step too far. Teddy Sheringham was a snail slow, but had a quick brain sim. Bobby Moore, don't write Perry off just yet. Oh, I'm not. It's just, it would be good to have the options surrounding him. Hey, surprise package. Yeah, once. And then didn't do too much since. So that's why it's a bit like, maybe we give him a season on loan and see where that lands him. I mean, it's fine. It's more like he had a dig, I had a dig back. And now it's just sort of peace. Like we're a like positive place around these parts. So I think the internet has a tendency to dogpile, and I would like my streams to not be that sort of spot, you know? At the very least, like in the short term. In terms of the options outside of Meslier, because I should probably discuss those. It gets a little bit tricky. So after Meslier, I think Kelleher would be a dream. Trafford would be a dream, but we're not going to get those. Pope is probably the next most likely option, although I would like Petrovic. If that doesn't happen, that doesn't happen. But that's probably where I lean. Uncertain. Wonder if anyone's got Sean Healy a Farke in t-shirt yet. This is the thing. Sean is going to be over in Ireland for the charity match, or I genuinely would have printed him a Farke in shirt. I would have been so tempted. But I was unable to. Because he is unable to. The dream is unable to become a reality. But that's fine. Leeds positive? Never. I mean, we can be sometimes. No, because I only send shirts for good vibes and correct takes. Indeed, positive vibes. Why not? Thank you, Lee. I feel familiar because he's young for me. He's cost us for 3 seasons. I feel like last 2 seasons, fair enough, but the season before that in the Premier League, I think the amount of shots that we were facing constantly from players that were wide open, the numbers were bad, sure, but at the same time, he was... I don't know. Being under siege that much means that you're undoubtedly going to concede more goals, which makes it a little bit upsetting. Am I getting more enthusiastic for the FA Cup, or are you capitulating for the 17th place in the Premier League? It depends on who we're playing against, I'll be honest with you. So I'm never someone that is like, yeah, we just need to drop out of the FA Cup immediately because it's a waste of time. Because I like the FA Cup as a competition, and I think it needs a little bit of protecting. Which is why we should give more of a shit. But if it's like a League 1 or League 2 side, you go full rotation. Because you just kind of do. No, Jesse single-handedly got Jesse sacked. Jesse being an absolute simpleton got Jesse sacked. Why don't you play thin, narrow football where you, in an ideal world, have a shot within 12 seconds of getting the ball? Cool. Would you like to show me any manager at a top level that does that? Or is Jesse Marsh just sort of a special boy who likes doing things his way? Which he did, and it didn't work. And he looked a bit of a tit for it. Jesse got Jesse sacked. I'd like it to be Tsimikas, just so I don't need to do those press-ups and sit-ups. And so I can get a bunch of apologies in my comment section. Because on the initial video that I did on it, everyone was like, you're wrong, Joe. This is never going to happen. So as much as possible, I was like, okay, cool. But when I'm right, you say sorry. I don't think anyone will, but I'm keeping it in mind. I'm banking it up here. I want a cup run. A cup run would be nice. I did see this, and I don't hate the precedent. I'll be honest. Because it sets the idea that if you are a dick to a football club, they don't have to just take it, which is a good spot for us to be in, for me. Because I'll be completely honest with you, the Ferdinand thing really ticked me off. And the fact that, in all likelihood, TNT will just be able to go, yeah, but we're bringing Rio with us, so it's actually fine because he's played for, if it's us versus Scum at home, for example, it'd be like, well, he's played for both of the clubs, so it just kind of makes sense, so we need to do this. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this at all. He's a hateful bastard. But, yeah. Okay, now I know you're full of shit. 2 world-class keepers. Let's have a look at the Canada squad, shall we? 2 world-class keepers. Jesus. So these world-class goalkeepers that have been selected for the Canadian Shield held in Toronto are Dane St. Clair, who plays for Minnesota United, that world-class side, and Maxime Crepeau, who plays for Portland Timbers. That is the world-class Portland Timbers. Okay, Slade. When his confidence goes, his Bambi on ice. Yeah, that's part of the problem, I think. And I think we will. That's fair. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the stream shortly. I'm going to hop over to Questions Corner for a couple of minutes in case anyone has anything that they want to ask. I do have a question for you guys, though. And this I'm going to put on my massive post-it note in big letters in a bullet point format. Does anyone got any video topics? That's St. Clair's only young. He's 28. It's not super young. If anyone has anything that they want covered in a video that I haven't yet done, just let me know, and I will do my best to cover it. Because I think it can be quite useful to find out what you guys actually want to see, rather than just stuff that I see and go, "Ooh, I could do this." But I have a sign. Angel Gomez, Kangan Lee, Stefan Bajcetic, Richard Rios. Are you just naming players that are quite good at football? Because I respect the vibe, but it's bold. Still confident about Tsimikas. I am. I think we would have had more progress on it if Liverpool's season wasn't still going on. Is the final match of the Premier League season on Sunday? Let's have a look. Yeah, Sunday. So I think we'll start seeing some more movement coming out of the Premier League on Sunday, purely because at this point, you're not really going to get any movement out of the Premier League because everyone's still sort of like, well, I'm still committed to my club until the season's over. And that's going to be the most consistent message that is coming out of everywhere for quite a while. Well, I say quite a while, until Sunday. And then in the week following that, I think we'll see a lot more stuff. That's a nice hiccup. All 4 p.m. Okie dokie. What am I working Sunday? That's a fun question. MotoGP in the morning. Then afternoon, I'm assuming the F1. Let's have a look. So that shift. It's that time. If anyone knows, can you do me a favour and let me know what time on Sunday the Monaco Grand Prix starts? Thank you. Also, thank you, Wayne, for the super chat. But yes, Leeds Creative Cup, be there on the 20th of July at John Charles Centre for Sport. There's a ticket link down below. I'll be really, really appreciative, as will all of the other Leeds United creators who are putting a lot of time and effort into getting this done. Yep, all 4 p.m. Score prediction for the player final. I want it to be Sunderland. I do not give a single toss about the score. Funniest possible outcome is 2-2, then it's on penalties. And let's pick a Sheffield United player I don't like. Yeah. And Kiefer Moore misses the last penalty. And they go 2-0 up. That'll do it. That's about 2 hours before it ends. Oh my god, you've cracked it. Genius. Doesn't seem like work more like a busman's holiday. You see, you say that, but I am still working. So like it's easy enough to be like, that doesn't feel like work. It is. Sheffield United will win 100 years and all that. We've had what? Oh yeah. Sunderland win on pens like the Huddersfield one, but won't happen. I mean, the dream is like wilder. Sheffield United go 2-0 up. Sunderland come back. I'll have a red card or two for Sheffield United as well, but like a suspect red card or two that potentially shouldn't be given, but Chris Wilder loses his tiny mind. And then, yeah, that's the dream. 2 p.m. Okay. Thank you very much. So if I start at a bit past 11, race at 2 p.m., 72 laps? About 90 minutes. Safety cars, let's add another 15, 20. It takes us to about, include the podium, 4 o'clock. Post-show, 5 o'clock. Second half, I'll definitely be able to watch it the last day, but we'll see. I won't go to the Creator Cup, but I need my own security personnel. How about you go to the Creator Cup as a steward, therefore you are your own security personnel? You see? Oh, boom. Mind-blowing. I prefer to play Sunderland next season, but wouldn't it be good to have Yorkshire? I'm not that bothered, I'll be honest. I can't, yeah. If it's F1, you only need to watch start and the finish, nothing happens in the middle bit. The middle bit can be the best bit. That's where all the crashes happen in the middle bit. Scum 17th, come on, Villa. That would be fantastic. Oh my god, the funniness of their like sheer financial mismanagement. The fact that they've got a year without European football and now they're having to go, fuck. What do we do now? Oh dear. Oh no, we're in trouble. Oh, we're gonna have to sack some minimum wage workers. Like, or you can just like not pay Casemiro 300 grand a week. That works. You are allowed to do that. I got the game, but it's so far out. That's, I mean, in your case, completely understandable. Even in like Joe and the Only Leeds Bros guys' cases, it's like, no, I get it. You are in different countries, like, and Andrea and Crystal. We got a lot of people flying in for this thing, but from Europe, you permissible to miss this one. Anyway, that could be a stream actually. A little stream on what happens when you financially mismanage to that degree. Because, oh my god, they're too good at it. I don't understand them. Eurostar not near me. Ah, that's a shame. Is it? Hang on. Where are you? If you're relying on the Eurostar. Eurostar doesn't even go to Leeds. They'll be trains, whatever. Unless the lotto comes through. That's the truth. If you win the lottery, I'll see you there. Anyway, I've been going for about 45-ish minutes. I've got a video to record this evening as well. Maybe on Fernandez. I'll do a little bit of a search into him. See what's going on with that. But yeah, either way, hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, just pop a like on it. Subscribe if you're not yet. That's always massively appreciated. And for each subscriber, it is adding 1 penny in the pot to Prostate Cancer UK. You could also become a channel member. It's $2.99 a month. Channel revenue right now is going towards organising this event. And you get a bunch of videos early and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be absolutely lovely. On this one, I'm guessing the stream for the charity match. which is going to be at 1 p.m. UK time on the 20th of July. For you, it might be... Is it a 12-hour difference, or is it like 11? It might be midnight going into the 21st. I'm not sure. Either way, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you later. Toodaloo, guys.